Hi, Robbin. Welcome
Hi,
to the first
Adriana.
ever Shoulder Spotlight Podcast featuring you. And we're going to be asking you a series of questions in less than 10 minutes. And you just answer everything that comes to you that speaks through you. You are a shining light in this community, and we are honored and privileged to have you be a part of it. So first up, what about Shoulder inspires you?
It's different every time. And because it's different, it's challenging.
That's excellent. I completely agree. Why did you choose to be a shoulder?
I'm at a point in my life where I've done a lot of self-discovery through adversity. And a lot of times when you're in that place, for myself, I began to think about there's got to be other people that have done this stuff. And so I began to search people out. And that was a very vulnerable thing because it was counterculture to having to admit I needed help. And once I got over that discomfort, everything just blew wide open in that I'm not the only one. Someone else has been down this way before. I gained a greater confidence in having them reflect back to me my deep sensibility, even though it was so confusing given the situations I've moved through. And from that newfound confidence, my intuition took root. And I realized that I can do this. It's already there. I've just got to move the junk out of the way and let it come up.
Yes.
The other thing I mentioned vulnerability is that it's a big risk to be messy with someone. And the reluctance not to get messy is the very thing that fuels the cycle that you're churning in. And so if you can meet it and be brave, because personal work, if you're really doing life, you have to be brave, you have to be courageous, and you take that step, what happens is you're witnessed. And that is so empowering to be witnessed. And I find when I reflect in the past, it was safer to isolate rather than be witnessed. And when you're witnessed, then the big goodie bag comes, which is you're not alone. Solidarity is only one person away. Oh yeah, I can relate. You're gonna do it. You're gonna make it. And it's not as dark anymore. It's not as dark. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Your question brought me to shouldering. I can do that here. I can support, I can hold, and I can encourage. And here's the big piece. You reflect back as a shoulder, you reflect back to that person. You mirror that person. And hopefully over time they go, wow, look at me. Look at me.
What an inspiration you are, I swear. Just hearing you talk is it's like poetry. What about the 5 shoulder skills do you like? What turned you on to that?
Oh, so I love to set up the intro, and instead of housekeeping, I've been calling it guideposts, because they're all a sequence of permission. And for that, it's like a guidepost, and you can actually put a hand on it. So this is your session. It's confidential. It's for you and about you, and it's to nurture you. And then, of course, the note taking, which is invaluable to me, because I'm like listening to the person, and I'll jot a note. And if they choose to bypass it, I'd love to be able to reference back to it and say, I'd like to return back to something that you said, and meet a little bit more resistance, but then it softens. And then at the end, I like to do a little summary of those things that they said that they were resistant to, so that they get used to hearing the language of what they're using to describe maybe the block, or the hesitation, or in some cases a fear. Yeah. I think the most fearsome thing is to have to soften into something.
Yes, that's very well said. One last question for you before I sign off. If
Sure.
you were to leave Sholder tomorrow, what insights you learned through this process might you take with you?
So
Like,
on a
what are you learning?
so on a microcosm, the process, or the model, has helped me personally, because I shoulder myself when I'm out walking or something. So as a microcosm, or a micro skill set, it's been helpful to myself when I'm solitary. To the collective, well, we're talking global. We're talking about a global vision. And on a macro level, that means providing space in order to change the world one heart at a time. And I think that's the mission now. I do.
Wow. Well, you heard it here first, folks, with Robbin Messersmith. Thank you for being our #1 featured Sholder Spotlight whatever podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I know. Yeah, we look forward to seeing this. This is our first one. No judgments, please.
All right, thanks.
Beautifully said.
All
Thank
right,
you,
love
Robbin.
it. Love it. Love you. Bye.